Hey everybody, let's do some more Blake Lively blind items. As always, the caveat is that if it's not one of mine or Ted Casablanca's, or one that I tell you, then it's just everybody's best guess. So we are up to March 11th, 2025. This is one of mine. This A-list actress wanted her A-list husband to attend a premiere with her, and he said no. TikTok on the marriage. Now Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds did another simple favor. Did not go. March 12th, 2025. One of mine. Speaking of A-listers, this foreign-born A-lister is not helping his A-list wife with her scandal at all. He's done. He knows she loves hooking up with men on sets and is now questioning everything. And that's Ryan Reynolds. Blake Lively, obviously. The lawsuit with Justin Baldoni. And like I said, she didn't go to her premiere. March 13th, 2025. One of mine. It is bad enough you don't have any friends who you don't also employ. But this A-list actress isn't doing herself any favors by being mean to service personnel. You know they're going to report everything bad. And that's Blake Lively. And this was also about the time that TikToker accused Blake Lively of cyberbullying after that run-in at Joanna Gaines's hotel, where Blake Lively, chased after her and stuff. Not a good look. March 14th, 2025. One of mine. As much as the two A-list actresses hate each other, they did at least show up to the premiere together. No such luck with the two leads of the Disney movie. And that's Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively for Another Simple Favor, and Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot for Snow White. That was also the time, remember, when Sharon Stone was supposedly cut from Another Simple Favor, but she wasn't ever in it. March 15th, 2025. One of mine. The bot army is swarming everywhere for the A-list actress. If you make a video about her, whether positive or negative, the bots flag it and try to have it removed or demonetized. And that is Blake Lively. And she had all these bots that were doing this. And every single, post that I would do or others would suddenly be demonetized, even though it was completely PG, very safe for work, and nothing controversial. Because that guy she hired, Nick Shapiro, was going through and doing that. March the 16th, 2025. One of mine. Speaking of illiterate ones, this north of the border actor was taking very public shots, hard digs, at the director of his wife's movie shortly after filming began. To one of his best friends on their birthday, shortly after filming, began on his wife's movie. Quote, "For your birthday this year, I got us both intimacy coordinators and an HR department and clothing." And that's Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, It Ends With Us, and Sandra Bullock. March 18th, 2025. One of mine. The publicist of the A-list actress had zero idea about any sexual harassment accusations. If they were real, you would think she would know, so she could prepare statements about it and whatnot. And that's Leslie Sloan and Blake Lively. March 18th, 2025. One of mine. Using a person of color as furniture is not going to help those racist claims against Plantation Khaleesi. And that's Blake Lively. And there's this video of Blake Lively keeping her feet on top of a person of color, using the person of color as an ottoman. Somebody who got married on a plantation. Somebody who owned a plantation. March 20th, 2025. One of mine. If this author does completely crash out, the A-list actress better hope it is a silent crash out and not spilling the beans for all the world to hear. And that's Colleen Hoover, Blake Lively, and It Ends With Us. And don't forget, Colleen Hoover did crash out, went online, said she was broke, and had this merchandise sale. She said, "I can't retire now." What kind of pressure do you think that Colleen Hoover was getting from Blake Lively? because Colleen Hoover controls the rights to the sequel, and she had already sold them to Justin Baldoni. But Blake must have been pressuring her like crazy. March 28th, 2025, one of mine. A decade ago, this A-list actress and her higher-on-the-list husband came this close to getting divorced. They had everything settled and worked out and then didn't go through with it. I wonder if he wishes that he had. And that's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And that's when we talked about a little bit about the age of Adeline. It was about that time frame where everybody was convinced that Blake Lively was cheating with Michael Huseman, who was in the movie The Age of Adeline with her. March 29th, 2025, one of mine. The country actress who is known and worked with this A-list actress forever withdrew her public support of the A-list actress. And that is America Ferrera and Blake Lively. America just took down her Blake Lively support post. Somebody who has known her forever. March 31st, 2025. One of mine. This A-list actress thinks a couple of hours cosplaying at a bakery is going to make everyone love her. We are well past that stage. And that's Blake Lively. Remember, she popped up at the bakery and, oh, this is my happy place. April 3rd, 2025. One of mine. So the A-list actress committed sexual assault. I can't wait for the deposition of her former co-star, because now he's going to be brought into this. She is going to take the whole town down with her. And that was Blake Lively and Henry Golding in A Simple Favor, where Blake Lively improvised the scene where she grabbed Henry Golding's crotch. Can you imagine if Justin Baldoni had done that to Blake Lively, and the director of A Simple Favor thought it was the most wonderful idea? But again, if somebody had done it to Blake, oh, victim, April 4th, 2025, one of mine. This A-list actress, known for her habit of trying to seduce her co-stars, might need a refresher on what real friendship looks like. After publicly mentioning a supposed close friend, Hugh Mangum, tied to a viral moment at a donut shop, Rise Donuts, sharp-eyed observers noticed she had only started following the shop's account the same week she was spotted there and didn't even follow the owners. And the co-founders of Rise Donuts are Hugh Mangum and Laura Malone. Didn't follow them until after the infamous hairnet scandal. Remember, she was not wearing a hairnet, and the health inspectors went in there to see if her hair ended up in the donuts. Sources close to the situation claim that now that she's run out of real friends, she's taken to forming deep connections with near strangers or employees. April 4th, 2025, one of mine. This former late-night talk show host, David Letterman, now has a streaming show, and the north-of-the-border actor, Ryan Reynolds, was a guest on it. The company of the talk show host loves when people use their videos on YouTube and never submit copyright claims, and that's Worldwide Pants. The only exception is a video from 2012 featuring Ryan Reynolds telling his story, attributed to one wife, Scarlett Johansson, which when he got married again, he attributed to the second wife, Blake Lively, on a different talk show. It is about smuggling things over the border. In one, I believe it was some prescription pills or something like that, and in another one, it was baked goods. He has told the same story twice. I hope whenever he gets deposed that somebody asks him, did it really happen? Did it happen with Scarlett Johansson? Did it happen with Blake Lively? And why is David Letterman covering for you? We can't see the David Letterman clip. We can see the Graham Norton clip, where he talks about Blake, but we can't see the David Letterman clip, where he has the same story about Scarlett Johansson, because every time somebody posts it, there's a copyright strike. Okay, you guys, that is it for this one. I will talk to you later. See you later.